started recording in London, but which is where we all live. But we found that there's a lot of distractions in London, which is okay for a bit of time, but after a while, you start to lose focus, and so we moved studios up to Liverpool, where basically you eat there, sleep there. There's even a bar there, and so we didn't leave the studio for weeks at a time. We didn't even go outside.
Were all the songs already written before you went to the studio? How did you work this time around?
Well, we had been writing on tour, so we'd written about 12 or 13 songs which we thought were possibles for the album, and so we went straight into the studio thinking we'd get it all done in 2 weeks, but of course we didn't, and we spent a good couple of months recording those songs. Then we took a break to go on tour in America, came back and realised that we didn't like half of them and that everything we'd done sounded rubbish, and so we had to sort of...
Was it all of you?
Yeah. Collective decision that we really hadn't done a very good job, and so we went back. We moved studios up to Liverpool then, and then that's when the work really began. And we wrote a lot of new songs and recorded them quite quickly, and we wrote songs called The Scientist and Daylight and A Whisper, and it was just a really exciting time, and Ian McCulloch would often come in and with a glass of wine and a cigarette and tell us we should have a song in 3/4, and so we'd write one. It was great.
Where do we go? Nobody knows. I've gotta say I'm on my way down. God give me style and give me grace. God put a smile upon my face.
We set out to make a different record to Parachutes, or at least to build on what we had done in Parachutes and do something slightly different, not something in a contrived way. We didn't decide to make a techno record or a country record or something, but we wanted to not make Parachutes too, and really try and do something a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did. Yeah, it was definitely we'd take songs different places and try different things with them,
Can you give an example? For example, Politic, which is the first song on the album. When was that song conceived?
Well, that was written when we first went into the studio in September, and because we didn't really have a song to start the album, and so we almost wrote that to do it and probably start every live show we'll ever do. We just wanted a song that went bang, 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 mm-hmm. and so we wrote one. And we'd been listening to a lot of David Bowie and Blur and bands like that, and so we took our influences from different places as well, mm-hmm. for different places for each song, really.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody to the start.
Let's go to a few other songs on the album. Amsterdam. Yeah, you know, I have to ask, what is Amsterdam? What is Amsterdam about? Why is it called Amsterdam? The song, last song on the album.
Well, it's not really about Amsterdam. It's just written here. It was written in the Paradiso when we played here last on the piano in the dressing room, and so we decided to call it Amsterdam. And because I suppose that you do have a connection with the places where songs are written. I mean, songs I think have a strong connection with them because we often worry that if we didn't go to somewhere, then what would have happened? Where else would we have written those songs? You know, it seems impossible.
But although it's the only song that is called actually a place on the album, the others might be written in Yokohama and I don't know, Rio de Janeiro. But you chose Amsterdam because you didn't have another title.
Yeah, pretty much. And also half the songs were written in Studio 3 in Parr Street, which is a pretty boring title for
number 1, number 2.
It's a bit miserable, really. When we played in the Milkveg 2 years ago, I just broke up with my girlfriend, and there was a piano there, and the combination of those two things resulted in a song. But it didn't have a title because it was so miserable. And so I just wrote down the name of the place, you know, Amsterdam, you know. And then we finished writing it in Milan, and then finished recording it in London, but only the Amsterdam bit stuck on the title. Come on, oh my star is fading, and I swerve out of control. If I'd only waited, I'd not be stuck here in this hole.
To the single, which everyone's playing a lot at the moment, I think, in my place. Can you tell something about it?
Well, it was the first song we wrote for the record, because we wrote it pretty much during the end of Parachutes, when we were mixing Parachutes. It kind of all came together, and it's the song we've been touring for longest. And so it was our route into doing a second album. It was the one that made us want to. You know, that was the song we wanted to record and look forward to recording, and made us want to write other songs to have an album. And so it always seemed like the obvious choice to be the single.
I can never believe when I wake up in the morning that this is the life I've been given, you know what I mean? With the people that I've been given it with, and that song to me is just about your position in life. You know, you're born in France or in Holland or in Somalia, and you could be black or white or yellow, or you know, and you could be a man or a woman or a donkey, you know what I mean? And it's just about making the most of what you've been given, you know. In my place were lines that I couldn't change, and I was lost, oh yeah.